Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to this session of computer. Today we are going to study chapter number 7, algorithms and flowcharts. Okay, now first of all we need to understand what are all algorithms and what are flowcharts. These two are entirely different concepts in computer programming. Okay, algorithm is the step by step instruction of doing some task or completing some work. Suppose you need to make the tea. So what are the steps followed for making the tea? So those steps are basically known as algorithms. And what are flowcharts? Flowchart is the pictorial representation of an algorithm. Okay, the steps we write in the form of pictorial graph. Okay, so that is what known as flowcharts. We will study this in detail as we head in the chapter. So let us start. Algorithms and flowcharts are two different tools used for creating new programs. Okay, so basically these are the before process for creating the programs, for writing the programs in programming language. So the first two steps are of making the algorithm and flowchart. An algorithm is a detailed step by step instruction set for solving a problem or completing a task. In computing, programmers write algorithms that instruct the computer how to perform a task. Algorithms can be widely used in various areas like computer programming, mathematics, and daily lives. Even your morning routine can be considered as an algorithm. Instead, here, what your morning might look like is written out as an algorithm in the image down. Now, so here it is given that what is an algorithm? An algorithm is a step by step instructions for solving or completing any type of work. Okay, and in computing, programmers write algorithms to instruct the computer that how the task is to be performed. Okay, there are various areas in the computer programming in our daily to daily lives that involves step by step process of completing a task. For example, here it is being given your morning routine, that what are the steps of your morning routine. So this is also an example of an algorithm only. So let us see a recipe. Let us see what is the routine written. Wake up in the morning, so this is your first step. Then brush and take bath, this is your second step. Then have breakfast, this is your third step. Then take a school bus, this is your fourth step. Then go to school, this is your fifth step. Okay, then what is this? Study in classroom. Okay, so this is the sixth step. So these are basically the steps for your daily routine. Okay, now a recipe for making good food is an algorithm. It tells what ingredients are needed to make the dish and what steps to follow. For example, you need to make some dish. Okay, so you just go to YouTube and you follow the steps now. So those steps for making the food is also an example of an algorithm. So, for example, the algorithm for preparing a cup of tea. How can we prepare a cup of tea? First of all, we have to pour half cup of water in a pan. Then we have to turn on the gas stove. Then when the water boils, we need to add some leaves and sugar in the pan. Then again we'll let the water boil. Now after these all things boil, then we pour a half cup of milk into it. Then our next step is we need to boil it. When it gets boiled, then our next step is to turn off the gas stove. Then our last step is pour tea in the cup. So these are the step by step process for completing the task of preparing a cup of tea. So this is also an example of algorithm only. Now, in programming, algorithms are the set of well-defined instruction in sequence to solve a program. An algorithm should always have a clear stopping point. Okay, so in computer programming, algorithm are the set of instructions. Okay, in sequence-wise manners. That this is the first step, this is the second step. Okay, for what? For solving a problem, real-world problem, and the algorithm should have a clear stopping point. means we should know that where this task will get completed. Now let us see what are the characteristics of a good algorithm. So the first one is precision. Precision means होता है accuracy basically, ठीक है, accuracy होता है that the steps are very accurately defined, because अगर steps में कोई भी गलती हो गई आपका प्रोग्राम भी गलत हो जाता है. Then another one is uniqueness. Each step in algorithm should be clear and unambiguous or unique. Okay, so matlab each step in the your algorithm should be very much clear and unique. Unambiguous means not complex, it should be simple. Okay, not complex, that is simple, it should be simple and in clear language. Then finiteness. The algorithm stops after a finite number of instructions are executed. अब finiteness क्या होता है कि the program should automatically stop, the algorithm should automatically stop when the instructions, all the instructions are executed. Okay, अब जैसे कि when you are preparing a tea, when you just you have made the whole tea and you have poured it in the cup, then again you don't won't start making the tea, na, your process will end there only. So it should be finite. Input. An algorithm receives one or more inputs. कोई भी प्रोग्राम बनाने के लिए उसमें हम लोग को कुछ ना कुछ इनपुट देना ही पड़ता है. सो देयर शुड बी इनपुट. The next one is output. An algorithm produces one or more outputs. अब जब input देंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ हमको output भी मिलेगा. Then next one is effectiveness. This means that all of the operations to be performed in the algorithm must be sufficiently basic that it can in principle be done exactly and in a finite length of time. Means the your algorithm and your steps will should be effective, okay, in such a way that they are completed in a finite length of time. They can be completed and in a time frame they should be completed. So the program and algorithm should be effective. An algorithm shouldn't have computer code. Instead, the algorithm should be written in such a way that it can be used in similar programming languages. मतलब एल्गोरिदम को लिखते वक्त हम लोग को कंप्यूटर प्रोग्रामिंग का जो कंप्यूटर कोड होता है, वी डोंट हैव टू यूज़ दैट. इट शुड बी इन सच सिंपल लैंग्वेज दैट इट कैन बी यूज्ड इन all other programming languages also. While writing algorithms, we will use the following symbols for different operations. Now what are, you have to just learn this thing that what are the symbols that are used for different operations. Now let us see. Your plus sign is used for addition, minus sign is used for subtraction, asterisk sign, again I'm telling you, plus sign is used for addition, minus sign is used for subtraction, asterisk sign is used for multiplication, this division sign is used for division, and this arrow, okay, left arrow is used for assignment. For example, you need to assign b plus c, you need to write this a is equals to b plus c. So we will write it like this. a को हम क्या असाइन कर रहे हैं, b plus c असाइन कर रहे हैं. So this is the process. Okay, means a is having the value of the addition of b and c. Now टाइप्स ऑफ एल्गोरिदम्स. कौन कौन से टाइप्स के एल्गोरिदम्स होते हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज सीक्वेंस, दैट इज डायरेक्टली इन सीक्वेंस, सिंपल सीक्वेंस में जो होते हैं. In this type of algorithm there is a series of steps and each step will be executed after one another. Sequence का मतलब ही होता है एक के बाद एक. Okay, finite steps होते हैं, they are all executed one after the another. For example, you have to write an algorithm to add two numbers entered by a user. Suppose number 1, there is number 1, ठीक है, number 1 is your 10 and number 2 is your 20. So you have to write the algorithm for the addition of number 1 and number 2. So what are the steps? Let us see. First you have to start the algorithm, then you have to declare number 1, number 2 and sum. Okay, you have to declare these variables. And why we are taking sum? Because इस sum में ही हम लोग num1 प्लस num2 का रिजल्ट सेव करेंगे. दैट्स वाई आर टेकिंग सम हेयर. रीड वैल्यूज num1 एंड num2 मीन्स यहाँ पर हम लोग को यूज़र से num1 और num2 की वैल्यू लेनी है. देन नेक्स्ट वन इज add num1 and num2 and assign the result to sum. ये ये इतना पूरा स्टेप 4 ही है आपका। मीन्स दैट यू हैव टू ऐड दीज टू नंबर्स एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट स्टोर द रिजल्ट इन द सम। तो इसको असाइन कैसे करते हैं, सम देन योर असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर दैट इज लेफ्ट एरो देन num1 प्लस num2, देन व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, डिस्प्ले सम, मतलब जो सम में हमारी वैल्यू गई होगी उसको हमें डिस्प्ले करवा देना है, उसके बाद स्टॉप करवा देना है, मतलब डिस्प्ले मतलब प्रिंट करवा देना है। Okay, so this is the step for adding two numbers. Now, there is one more example. Write an algorithm to convert length in meter into centimeter. This is important. You have to learn this algorithm. LM यहाँ पर क्या हमारा है, हमारा LM है लेंथ इन मीटर एंड LC है लेंथ इन सेंटीमीटर. वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट द लेंथ ऑफ मीटर इनटू सेंटीमीटर. सो वी हैव टू, फर्स्ट स्टेप इज स्टार्ट, देन वी हैव टू इनपुट LM. इनपुट LM मीन्स क्या है, हमको यूज़र से लेना है, लेंथ लेनी है मीटर में, उसके बाद हमको उसको कन्वर्ट करना है. तो कन्वर्ट कैसे करना है, रिज़ल्ट हमको LC में स्टोर करना है, दैट इज़ लेंथ इन सेंटीमीटर. तो कैसे होगा, मीटर वाले को 100 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे तो जो भी आंसर आएगा वो LC में जाकर स्टोर हो जाएगा, फिर हम प्रिंट करवा देंगे LC को, देन आर एल्गोरिदम एंड्स. So this was the step of converting length in meter into centimeter. Now students, there are certain more algorithms that are being given of branching and loop. Okay, so we'll cover it in next part of the video. Till then, be happy. Thank you.